Hey guys, Denise with Lazy K Mountain Homestead. Hope you guys are doing good. Well, we have been sick for about 15 days. Willis finally went back to work. And as you can tell by my voice, I'm still kind of sick. Um, but I wanted to start a project. And here we are in the middle of winter. And let me put this down so you can see what I'm doing. I am making myself a scarf. And I am using the popcorn stitch. And that's the popcorn stitch on the top, and that's on the bottom or the back. So I thought maybe you might be interested in doing something while we have these long days of winter upon us. So let me just show you what I did. Right here is where I started, and I went ahead and I crocheted 200 chain stitches, and it is going to be a long scarf. Now you don't have to have it that long, but I wanted it to be that long so I could go ahead and put it around a couple times. So it will be a really long, like Doctor Who scarf for me. But the way you kind of determine what you want for your scarf length is you crochet your chain stitches, and you have to start there with crochet because that's your base. And you just, as you've crocheted, kind of put it around your neck so you can see where you'd like it to be. If you just want it here, or you want it to at least be able to wrap once or twice, that's clearly up to you. But I went ahead and crocheted the 200, and then after that you have to start another base stitch. So on top of the 200, I know it's hard to see with this red, but let me see if I do it from the back. The chain is right there. This is the chain. And then on top of that, you start with a single crochet. And that gives you the foundation or base where you can start any stitch that you'd like. And I started the popcorn stitch. So let me get some thread here. And I will start a stitch for you. I'll be right back. So I know there's a lot of crocheters and knitters out there. So what you want to start with is a slip stitch. Now I'm just using Red Heart Super Saver thread, and I believe it's 4, worsted weight is 4. And I put it on my hook, and this is kind of a nifty little hook I have. It's actually got a light on it, so if I'm using a darker thread, I can see, like with black or navy. So, and this hook is a 6.5 millimeter or a K. So what you're going to do is you are just going to make your chain like so. Well, slipping off there. We all do that. Okay, you're just going to make your chain. I'm just going to give you a little tutorial here on the popcorn stitch. It's really neat. With popcorn stitch and scarf or anything you're making, you want to make sure that you have an even amount of chain so it will come out. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. Let me go ahead and back up and just give myself 8. Alrighty. So next, like I said, you have to start with a single crochet as your foundation. That's what I do. If you want to do a double crochet or triple crochet as a base stitch, that's up to you too. But I find that this is a really good stitch. So I go ahead and I chain 1, and then I skip that right there, skip the first one, and go into the next one. And I go into both of them. I don't do the back loop on this. And you wrap, and you go through all 3, and there is your single crochet. And you do that all the way down until you are finished with this row. And it gives a really nice base. for you to start your stitches on. So I'll be right back when I'm finished. Okay, so here we are with our base or our foundation where we're going to start our popcorn stitch or any stitch that you would want to. I think this works really well. Okay, so what we have to do is a popcorn stitch is a cluster of double crochets. And for this, the red is 5, and then you have a double crochet between each popcorn stitch. Now I did this variegated, and the way I did that with the red and the white was I used 2 strands, two skeins, and so it was 2 strands of yarn together. And my crochet hook is big enough for me to do that. And because I thought that would be really pretty, because I'm going to make this red and white, and this is the only row that I'm going to make with the variegated red and white. And I said to Willis, it kind of looks like a candy cane, and we're in January. And he said, well, it could be for Valentine's too, so I'm going to go with that. Got to count on Willis. He always makes things sound better. Okay, so what we're going to do, so like I said, you're going to be using double crochets all through this from now on with the popcorn stitch. So we want to go ahead and do 3 chains, and then we're going to turn this around. Okay, so that's going to count as 1, and that's also going to give us this straight edge here for our scarf. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to skip this next stitch right here. And I'm going to go into the next stitch, and I'm going to do 5 double crochets. And this is going to create our popcorn stitch, and it's really a cool little stitch. It's this popcorn stitch is kind of time consuming. It's not a stitch that you if you were in a hurry and you needed to get a scarf made for somebody for Christmas or a birthday or something, for sure. Okay, so there's 4 and there's 5. Whoops, came out of all of them. All right, and there is 5. All right, so now you've got your 5 double crochets in that one stitch, and you're going to just kind of pull this up, loosen that up, and you're going to put your finger through here, and you're going to hold that, and you're going to count back 5 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you're going to put your hook in that 5th one, and you're going to grab that loop, and you're going to pull it, and you're going to put it all the way through. Okay, and that makes your popcorn. So you can see it. There's your popcorn. And then in order to make it stay, you're going to do 1 slip stitch. Okay, and that secures that popcorn. Okay, and as you can see, I've run out of thread, so hold on 1 minute. Let me tie some on. When I had pulled out that white thread that I had just pulled out a little bit. Okay, so let me put this down so you kind of see my work. Okay, so there's that. So we have got our popcorn stitch. We've got our chain 3, which is going to be in replacing a double crochet, because that's how you start. You've got your popcorn. Then you've got your very next stitch right here. And into that, we're going to do a double crochet. So in between each one of the popcorns, we're going to do a double crochet. Now I've got my little threads here I have to work with, but I'll go ahead and hide them. So there you go. Okay. Now in the next stitch, which is right here, right next to it, we are going to put 5 double crochets. Okay, and that is going to start our second popcorn. You'll just have to overlook those threads sticking out there. I don't have a scissors right here where I can just cut them off real fast. Okay, that's 3, 4, and 5. Okay, you've done your 5, and you're going to pull that up, and you're going to put your finger through there to hold it, and you're going to count back 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put your crochet hook in the top of that first stitch, going through both loops. Grab that loop and pull it behind there and pull it snug and do a slip stitch, and there you go. Let me see if I can turn that around so you guys can see. And there's your 2 popcorns, and you can see your 1 double crochet between. Okay, so then you're going to want to do in the very next stitch right here a double crochet. Now this is really a fun stitch, I think, to do, and it's very pretty, and people are like, how did you do that? But it's really easy. All it is double crochets, and then you're just cinching them up. Okay, so then we've done our double crochet between our popcorn, and we're going to do 1 more popcorn. So that's going to be 5 double crochets in that stitch right next to that double crochet. 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Now, you know, with this stitch, you can make washcloths. You'd have to have a little bit different thread. You'd want to go and get something that was specifically made for that, 100% cotton. And that's really nice too, because it makes a real durable washcloth for dishes. Okay, so like I said, you're going to pull that up, that loop, take it off of your hook, hold it with your finger, and count back 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Go through both the top there, that 5th stitch, both of them on your hook, and then go grab that, well, grab that string there, and you're going to cinch it up, okay? And then secure it with a slip stitch. So now we have 3 popcorns. Okay, so we've got 1 last stitch here, right there, and we are going to put a double crochet in there, and that will be the end of this. All right, so there we've got 3 popcorn stitches, and we've got a double crochet between each. We ended with a double crochet. So now when you want to start your next row above, the key to the popcorn stitch is you want to make sure your popcorns are on top of each popcorn in order for it to come out right. So what you have to do, and it's kind of tricky, you're going to be doing a single crochet. So you're going to kind of be doing a base stitch again. So I'm just going to go ahead and do 2 because a single crochet is shorter than a double crochet. Okay, so I've got 2, and that's going to give me that side, that nice side. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it, and I am going to put right here between the double crochet and that popcorn, I am going to make a single crochet right there. So there I have started. Now you can't do a double crochet in the top of a popcorn. You have to skip that. So then you go to your very next stitch, which is right over there between the popcorn and the double crochet, and you go ahead and you make that stitch. Okay, now and then you can go ahead and make another single crochet. So where you have a double crochet here between your popcorns, you make 2 single crochets on top of that. Okay, and then you're going to skip your popcorn, and you're going to go right over here, and you're going to make a single crochet. And this is really important because if you don't do it this way, your popcorn stitch, when you come back around to do your 3rd row, which is going to be another popcorn stitch row, it's not going to line up. So hopefully I'm not being too confusing. Okay, and so there's another popcorn, our 3rd. We're going to skip that, and we're going to go ahead and make a single crochet in that next row, but we're going to make two of them. Okay, so there we go. And there is our first, actually 3 rows, because we've got our base stitch, we've got our popcorn stitch, and then we got a base stitch. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and you're going to crochet 3 stitches, 3 chains, chaining 3, because we're going to start again with a double crochet. Okay, so we have went ahead and crocheted 3 chains, and we're going to turn it around, and that is going to be our first, and we're going to skip that next, we're going to skip the very next chain or stitch. Okay, and this is going to be suffice for the double crochet. Now we're going to go into that second one, and that is going to be right on top of that popcorn. Let me put this down so you can see. Okay, so now we're going to do the 5 double crochets. Hold on a minute. Sometimes they get stuck in here. Okay. All right, let me just do 5 double crochets in that next stitch. You've skipped the stitch between your chain 3 and you're going in the second one. So here we are. Hope you guys can see my work. Okay. All right, and there is 5. Okay, so again, you're just going to pull that up, that loop up, hold it with your finger, and count back 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Go into that 5th stitch, grab that loop, pull it tight, and we are going to make our popcorn. Okay, and you're going to secure it with a slip stitch. Okay, so you can see how they're right on top of each other. And I've got Witchy Poo over here. She wants to be in this. Okay, so then the next stitch, you're going to go ahead and put a double crochet in there, just like we did before. Okay, and then the next stitch, which will be right on top of that popcorn, we're going to put 5 double crochets. You know, once you get started on this, it really does go pretty fast. It's just you do have to make sure that you count. And as in with most crochet and knitting, you have to count. So there's our 5 double crochets. Okay, we're going to go ahead and take that, put that on my finger, count back 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Grab that, go ahead and pull it through, and you have got another popcorn stitch, securing it with your slip stitch. So you see how they're right on top of each other in a row? You want to make sure that they are, because it will it'll really look off if you don't have them right on top of each other. Now, if you get to a point in when you made your foundation row and you've maybe made too many stitches accidentally, because we all do that, you just kind of have to frog it. Witchy Poo, get my thread out of your mouth. Cats and crochet do not get along. Okay, so here we're just going to go ahead and make a double crochet in that next stitch, which is between the popcorns, you can see. And then that next stitch, which is right here, going to be right on top of the popcorn, we're going to do 5 double crochets. And we will finish up with this. All right, that should be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope, that's actually just 4. I was thinking about Witchy Poo over here, grabbing my thread. So we're going to go ahead and put that, slip that right there on my finger. Count back 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we're going to grab that, put it through, secure it with that single crochet, and then we have one more, which is going to be our double crochet at the end, and we're just going to do that double crochet right there. Okay, let me go ahead, and she's got the white in her mouth now. So I wanted to show you how good this looks. There you go. And there is your popcorn stitch. And you see they're right on top of each other, like so. So now you finished your popcorn stitch, and you have to go back and do a base stitch with the single crochet, and on and on and on. And like I said, for however long you want to make your scarf, or if you want to make a washcloth, a dishcloth, or anything like that, or if you have a pattern for a hat, you know, you just do it the same way. You would just, if you have a hat, you just go around and you would secure it in a ring, and you would continue on up, but you would have to at some point decrease, and that could be another video I could make for you guys if you like that. But anyways, I just thought you might be interested and see what I'm doing here on these cold winter days. It's so dreary out. We finally got the Christmas ornaments down for the most part. I haven't got outside yet because it's been so cold. I don't want to tempt myself out there. I just get out there to feed the animals and get back in. But anyways, y'all have a great day from Lacey K Mountain Homestead. Let me know what you guys are doing on these cold winter days to keep yourself occupied. And you know, I think this is just a great way to also be self-sufficient. You know, you can buy your yarn online and get a lot of good discounts. I go to Hobby Lobby and Walmart, and you get a lot of good discounts there. I got these big super savers at Hobby Lobby, and I think at Christmas they were 40% off, and they're jumbo. Let me show you. Look how huge that is. Jumbo super saver. And it is 744 yards, 14 ounce. And it's equal to 3 skeins in here. And I think I got it for $7, and that was 40% off. So I thought that was a great deal, because if you're paying for a skein each, they're well over $4 now. So anyways, y'all have a great day. We'll see you soon. And thanks for watching. Bye. Hey everybody, it's Denise with Lacey K Mountain Homestead. Well, I finally finished the scarf. It's really long. Doctor Who long, like I said. But this is how beautiful it turned out. I just love it. Popcorn stitch, single and double crochet. And that's the back. I think it's pretty on both sides. This is big enough to wrap around my head because it does get cold here in Tennessee. We're on the Cumberland Plateau, and I can wrap it around like this and keep that wind off of me. So I hope you guys like it. I'm not going to have the directions in the description box because I really kind of made this up. But if you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer them and help you along. So